It's an issue.
So with that being said, everything that you have been introduced to in your fitness journey and now in the powerlifting, like, so this is where I touch with people who've competed. So who said, hey, get on the platform? Was that something you wanted to do, or did somebody plant that seed for you and say, hey, I think you should compete? Like how?
Right.
How did that happen for you to set up for your comp?
It was me.
Okay.
So
What was the motivating factor?
The motivating factor was the fact that I'm competitive.
Okay,
I just wanted to try it. I wanted to see if I could do it, really, was what it was. And so my first coach, Chelsea Haas, coached me all through my first prep and my first competition, and it was amazing. I went 9 for 9, and it was awesome. It was awesome.
Before we get to that, right? Hold on. What were certain? That way I don't skip over.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
But, what were some things like how long was your prep for your comp?
12 weeks.
Okay, so what were some things you were introduced to in prep? Like, so like prime example, I learned certain terms like the fuck is a peak week, right? But anyway, but what were some of the things in training and prep for your comp that you were introduced to that you weren't aware of before you got on that platform?
Right. So that's a great question. Like peaking, a deload, those types of things.
The fuck are those?
I was like, what do you mean a deload? You know what I mean? Like, why am I in here hardly lifting anything? And then you don't realize how necessary it is for your body. You know what I mean?
Did that kind of irk you though?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, have you ever seen those memes that like circulate on Instagram? It's like somebody with a sign on their shirt or whatever, and it says they don't know that I'm strong or whatever.
Okay. So
that was me for sure.
But with that being said, did you understand the concepts of the trend? Okay,
I did. She explained it to me really, really well, and how necessary it was, especially for your body to peak properly, which sometimes happens and sometimes doesn't, especially as the numbers get higher. But yeah, I think that's probably the only thing that I didn't really know, besides working on commands, obviously.
May I? So, again, apologize tell me to tone it down if I'm.
No, you're fine.
But so with the commands, right? Because I had a rude awakening when I was introduced to those. Again, I haven't powerlifted yet or anything.
Right.
But again, I'm learning. So when you were introduced to the concept of commands and lifting in powerlifting, like what was your thought process? Like, did you feel like, were you in for? Did you have like a rude awakening with certain weights that you were already used to lifting with, like touch and go versus holding it up for a second, letting it touch your chest, then pressing it, and then waiting for that re-rack command? Like was it like a culture shock, if that makes sense? It
wasn't, and I think it's because my former coach Chelsea was so good at making sure that I did things like tempo. I made sure I did 2 count pauses, 3 count pauses on your chest.